So no, you're right. It's the moment we all realize that someone's got our back.
Yeah.
You know? Regardless if we believe in him or not, believe in her, however you feel about God, or Mother Nature, or anything, it's all wrapped up into one. God creates everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, the sad, everything God controls. So if you're feeling down, if you're feeling sorrowful, if you're whatever feeling you might have that you feel is dark, God is there with you. God never abandons you. And when you're feeling down and depressed and angry, jealous and all that, you need to stop and remember God's got your back, and you should sit there and go, God, take this from me. This is wrong of me to feel this jealousy, even though I might be jealous and angry, but I need to calm down first before I talk to the person. That way I don't whip out on them my jealousy and anger. You turn to God first and you say, God, help me relax. Help me calm down. And help me see better and clearer. Because they say when you fall in love, you don't see straight. You just do everything that person tells you to do, regardless of how good or bad it is. Because you're so blinded by it. With jealousy and hate does the same thing. You're so blinded by it that you can't see the good in the other person at that moment. So yeah, so you turn it over to God. You give yourself, time to breathe. And then you allow the relationship. And then you go to that person and talk to them.
And remember what she said, time to breathe. That's important. Take a breath. Time out. That's good. Also, for you people out there that don't think much of feelings, every feeling is a work. And every work is a feeling. These things are integrated on different levels for different people. It matters your personality. There's just a lot of integration of things. I was discussing this with someone yesterday, how they're beginning to realize their heritage, what they inherited from the family over time is playing itself out in them, sometimes good and sometimes bad.
Yeah.
So some of our bad habits, some of our whatever, we do inherit it, and it plays out in us. And just like, you can look at Mozart and say, for generations there were musicians in his family and everything. Well, that's for the good and the bad, and we're not born blank.
Yeah.
We are not born blank.
Nope.
All right. I think we can begin now?
Yes.
All right. Proverbs 27. Do not boast about tomorrow, for you do not know what a day may bring. I think that's one that has definitely lived. I've heard it a million times. Now I know who said it. Let another praise you and not your own mouth. Good advice. A stranger and not your own lips. A stone is heavy and sand is weighty, but a fool's could you say that word, Christina? Provocation?
Yes.
Is heavier than both. Wrath is cruel, anger is overwhelming. But who can stand before jealousy? Now that is really, really, really good. Wrath is cruel. It always is. You may think you're just being just, but you're not. I remember once when I was a little child, I was walking home, and this mother was yelling at her kid. It was like 6:37 at night. Burbank's a small town. And she said, you're evil, this is really bad. And I thought, oh my God, that's terrible. It's just terrible. A lot of times we say things or do things that it's not a question of is it legal or is it moral, but it's just Is that what you really want to do in the long run? You want your kids to remember that? You know? Anyway, just something to think about.
I don't know. My mom always told me I was the devil's spawn.
Well, you had the overdose on that, yes.
The overdose.
That would be fair.
Hey.
Don't try to sell the book now, Christina. You're being violent.
Don't try to sell me short.
We're going to fight on TV.
Yes.
Boy, what a drama. Okay. Wrath is cruel. Anger is overwhelming. Yes, anger is overwhelming. And that's when people look back and say, oh, I do it, you know. Yeah, it is. It's hard to control. But who can stand before jealousy? And that is the worst. Why is a person jealous? Because you want something. And you're resentful that someone else has a talent. Well, friends, get used to it. People have talents you don't have. You have talents they don't have. That's just the name of the game.
And you can't take it from them.
You cannot take it from them.
No matter how much you try.
Right.
You can't take something that is pure in somebody away.
No.
And you can't break them.
No. No, the talents, the nature, you can influence in different ways. Influence is different because that gives them the time to think it over, and you either bring something out that's in them, give them something or whatever. So that's different. But to say I'm going to be the mold. Now you can mold for a while, but you ever see these religious specials or whatever specials, and they'll say, I have a friend who has been like in 4 or 5 churches, denomination, and like when they were in it, man, they were in it. And then, you know. So it takes more than just I'm in it. You have to love it. Because if you love it and something happens and you're thrown out or whatever, you still love it. What you love, I have news for you. You're always going to love. You may be in pain that you don't have it, or you may be, really didn't work out. But what you love. And that's just the way it is. So, all right. Better is open rebuke than hidden love. Yes, that is true. Why? Because it's so sad to hide love. We're so, it's interesting. We live in an age that when it comes to sex and various things, we're really open. We're out there and kids are out. But it's true. It's true. Better is open rebuke than hidden love. But we still hide love. We'll say dirty things and say I want beep, but I gotta say I love her.
Well, I don't think sex is love.
I think it's part of it.
I don't.
Okay, well we differ there.
Yeah, because if you really, really love someone, then the sex is different.
Well, that's true, obviously.
If you just are out there having sex, then that's emptiness.
No, that's not what I mean. What I'm saying is that
you're hiding it.
Better is open rebuke because you're giving it than hidden love. I mean hidden love in the sense of, not that I want to do something wrong, but say you really like someone and you want to tell them. But we get embarrassed. Kids won't get embarrassed about saying something shocking, but they'll get embarrassed by expressing a real sentiment. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, that's because people are afraid if they go to someone that they really like, the rejection.
Right.
And I think that's why they're afraid of it.
Exactly
so when we love somebody, or we think we love somebody, we're afraid they're going to reject us. But it's better that we get rejected than to run around pretending you just want to be friends.
Right. I agree.
Because that hurts you more because the other person doesn't know.
Christina, if you're going to say wise things, I think you should leave.
Okay.
But she's absolutely right. All right. Okay. Faithful are the wounds of a friend. Profuse are the kisses of an enemy. One who is full loathes honey. But to one who is hungry, everything bitter is sweet. These are true things. Solomon's on a good run here. Faithful are the wounds of a friend. Profuse are the kisses of an enemy. And a friend will tell you as it really is. An enemy will just, to get by, just go, it's so nice, you're so nice, you know. But a friend will tell you, I tell you. And then, by the way, they really are your friend. They're not.
If they're open enough to tell you the truth,
right.
They are your friend.
Right, exactly. One who is full loathes honey, but one who is hungry, everything bitter is sweet. That's true. Some of that is just necessity and some is appreciation. It depends. Like a bird that strays from its nest is a man who strays from his home. Oil and perfume make the heart glad.
Well, let's go back to 8. Like a bird that strays from its nest is a man who strays from his home. Well, if the man is single, then yes, it should fly away from home. But that man needs to remember he flew away